Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Verbal Ability by Abhijit. I represent Preceptors, and if you have been following me, I host quizzes every week on a particular chapter from Verbal Ability. And if you have followed, I have posted two questions on ParaCompletion this week. And in ParaCompletion, what is given is a small paragraph is given, and one of the lines is missing, usually the last line of the paragraph. And you are challenged with four options to find out which option is actually the correct answer, in the sense it completes the paragraph. All right. So what we will do is we will quickly look at the basics of it and then solve the two questions which I had posted throughout the week. Those who have answered, we are preparing a leaderboard, so you can check out your position in the leaderboard, and that would be really nice because your name would be figuring in our top performers list. So without much ado, let's get to the topic on hand. Like I said, we were talking about paragraph given, and one of the sentences, usually the last sentence is missing, and you are challenged to find out which is the correct option. Now, how do you go about it? How do you actually figure out which is the correct option? The first thing which you need to do is focus on the main theme. What is the subject matter of the paragraph given? Subject or main idea. All right, so focus on that because your answer would kind of take that into relevance, and therefore it's pretty important. The second and the more important one is focus on the idea of the line just before the blank, because in the paragraph, one line leads to the next. So therefore, if the last line is missing, the idea of the previous line is typically used to figure out which one should be the following. All right. Then is to eliminate the irrelevant options. Now, how do you eliminate the irrelevant options? I had gone through it in my previous videos as well. So those who want to check it out can go to the YouTube channel, check out the video. I had given some ideas about how to eliminate the irrelevant options. And once you have eliminated the irrelevant options, you typically select the option that continues the idea, and therefore this one was pretty important, right? So something which continues the idea of the line before the blank. So this should be there, pretty straightforward, although this hasn't been a common question in CAT over the last few years. But then if there is a change in pattern, definitely would be one of the things, and it is used in other exams as well. So we need to prepare for that. All right. So let's go to the questions. Let's go to the questions and try to solve them and see how this works out. Now, the first question I had posted on Monday is this: thus, the end of knowledge and the closing frontier that symbolizes is not looming crisis at all, but merely one of the more embarrassing traits of hubris in the civilization's long industry. In the end, it will pass and be forgotten. Ours is not the first generation to struggle to understand the organizational laws of the frontier, deceive itself that it has succeeded, and to go to the grave having failed. Now, if you look at this, what are the important points? It's talking about, knowledge per se. And the other thing which you need to keep in mind is we have failed. We have failed to achieve, right? So these are the two things which are standouts, and this is what is given. Ours is not the first generation to do that. Many people have struggled before us, and we are going to brave having failed. So this is pretty important. Let's look at the options. These are your options. One would be wise to be humble, probably because I really don't know how to do this. I'll keep it in mind, but I will not eliminate because it is something which I need to closely look at. But we might be the first generation to actually reach the frontier. No, this is contradictory. We have failed. The last line says we have failed. So this is contradictory, cannot be your solution. But we must be the first generation to deal with the crisis. Again, contradictory, isn't it? So this I can also eliminate because we haven't achieved that. We are still far away from the success, which brings me to, however, this time the success is not illusory in the sense it is saying it is fixed, right? So again a contradiction, right? So therefore, I can eliminate D. By default, A becomes my answer. Why? Because we have not able to decode the knowledge, right? We have failed in it. Now, if you have tried and failed, it's good that you tried, but at the same time you failed, right? So it makes sense to be humble, isn't it? You need to be humble because you have not succeeded. You need to be humble and probably try the next time round, but that is not given. So we can stick to one would be wise to be humble. I hope you understood this. So your correct answer would be A. Coming to the next question, this is your question. A clear sense of argument is essential to all forms of academic writing. For writing is thought made visible, insight and ideas that offer to us when we encounter the raw material world, natural phenomena like the behavior of genes or cultural phenomena like tests and artifacts must be ordered in some way so that others can receive them and respond in return. So what is important here? It is about academic writing. So that seems to be the main theme of the passage. And the other thing is reciprocation, right? So there would be some amount of give and take relationship. So that is what it is hinting at. So we need to look at the answer options. Hence, academic writing is a form of argument that is a one way. No, this is not a one way passage of ideas. It clearly says that others can receive them and respond. So, this is a wrong concept. Therefore, A can be eliminated. This give and take is at the heart of the scholarly enterprise and makes it possible that the vast conversation is civilization can be there because it kind of takes into account whatever we are doing. Thus, the reader of a scholarship argument are better judges than those. There is absolutely no comparison given in the paragraph. This introduces a comparison, therefore, I can easily rule it out. So, C is ruled out. This reception and response mentioned form the crux of criticism that is usually. Now, till here, it is fine, but then criticism is typically not what is discussed. This is a new idea which has been introduced. Therefore, I can eliminate Delhi. And in a way, it therefore makes sense that B is my answer. And B justifies because in the last line we are saying we should be writing in such a manner that people can make sense of what we are trying to say and respond in return. So this give and take is at the heart of the scholarly enterprise and makes conversation possible, which is known as civilization. I hope you understood how to solve these questions. Pretty straightforward if you get it. And remember, elimination is always better than selection. All right. So eliminate the options. You will get a far better accuracy in terms of getting your results right. All right. This is it, guys. This is the weekly roundup which I was doing. Thank you so much for being a part of it. And I hope you do visit and keep on answering the questions we post. Thank you so much for your time. And this is Abhijit signing off again. Bye bye. Have a nice day.